Hello, everybody, and welcome to 96.9 The Bet. This is Hot Odds alongside Sam Fetterman and Jonah Ilwine. Calling in on our hotline today will require the number 1-274-226-2278. That's 274-226-2278. Well, today we are going to talk about some MLB future odds. And to win the World Series, you've got two huge favorites with the Dodgers at 17-4 and as they are a close second to the Houston Astros at 4-1. Sam, what do you think about those odds? How do you think that they compare as they are specifically close to each other by only $1?
Well, they're very similar odds. I seriously think that those teams are the best two teams in baseball, and obviously the bookies think the same. So those odds, there's nothing really to complain about with the Dodgers and Astros. Like, the Dodgers have, right now, they're hitting so well with Bellinger playing so well, and Ryu is pitching like the best pitcher in baseball. And the Astros, they're mashing the cover off the ball, whoever's playing for them. Yordan Alvarez just comes up from the minors. He's hitting the cover off of the ball. Springer's hurt, but he's been hitting the cover off the ball. Their entire team hits, and their pitching is pretty darn good.
You got Garrett Cole for the Astros, amazing pitcher too. You got Justin Turner, third baseman for the Dodgers, very good. You got underdogs like Jock Peterson and other rookie Alex Vertigo.
So now that we're looking, at the NL pennant race, obviously you have the Dodgers with resounding 29-20 odds, better than 6-5 odds to win the National League and move on to the World Series. Chicago and Milwaukee at 6-1, followed by Philadelphia and Atlanta from the NL East at 7-1. Jonah, what do you think about this, where they're all fairly close except for obviously the Dodgers way out in front by $4 to the next second?
I think two underdogs that could make the World Series, at least in the National League, are the Braves and the Brewers. I think Christian Yelich for the Brewers is an amazing player, could win MVP for a second year in a row. I think the Braves with Ronald Acuna, amazing player, bunch of years for him to come.
The Braves, obviously, are a great team. I actually picked them at the beginning of the season to win the National League pennant. I don't know if they're going to win the pennant, but I think that their odds are, if their odds slip to a point where it could be profitable and they're looking a little bit strong, I'll make a bet on them because I think that they have the talent. Freddie Freeman has been an MVP candidate. Acuna has been. Albies is playing really well, and he's on that really affordable contract that they signed him to for however long it was.
Well, now we have a caller coming in on the line. Hey, what is your name and where are you from?
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Simon, out here from Philly. And I'm so excited about my Phillies, and I really think they got a great shot to defy some odds and make some noise in the playoffs. So I wanted to hear what your thoughts about my guys from Broad Street at their odds right now. Close with the Braves in terms of who will represent the NL in the World Series. And then my second question would be for the American League. The best record in baseball belongs to the Minnesota Twins at 15-1 odds to win the World Series. Are they a good buy at this time right now?
Well, for that second question, we were about to get into this, and honestly, they are a terrific buy. The Minnesota Twins at, as you said, 15-1, 7-2 odds currently at Westgate to win the American League pennant race. The only two teams in front of them at 13-5, the New York Yankees, and the only team in front of them, obviously, the Houston Astros at 9-5, $4 ahead of the New York Yankees. But with the Phillies, Sam, they've got okay odds with the 7-1, looking back, trying to get in on the top 5 in the NL pennant race. Where would you stand on them with okay money line to try to score some cash on that one?
I feel like a lot of people sometimes make a bet based on the odds and not based on what they actually see on the field product sometimes. And I think that's a complete disqualifier here. The Phillies, I don't think right now the way they're playing, they're going to need to make a big move somehow. They're going to need to get in. They're going to need to bring in a pitcher. They're going to need to start hitting the ball better. They're going to need to catch fire at one point in the season if they have a chance. And they have similar odds, I believe, for the World Series as Boston, who same they also
Right,
need
they're
to catch
7-1
fire.
to the Phillies 7-1 to win the NL and 15-1, just double that.
Yeah,
So
and-
basically the same odds to win the World Series.
Yeah, and when we're talking about Boston, they need to catch fire as well. And with them beating Minnesota last night, who we talked about earlier, shutting out Minnesota, could this be the start of something? Well, we thought it would be the start of something when they completely annihilated the White Sox. So who knows what the Red Sox are going to do? Who knows what the Phillies are going to do? I think that for the Phillies, it requires bringing in somebody. For the Red Sox, it just requires catching fire.
Well, Jonah, you'll like this. Now, some interesting ones from the NBA Finals coming up. Will Drake say the word Kawhi in any one of his tracks in his next album? I will give me your answer. I will tell you the odds after this because they're. I don't even have a word to describe it. But what's your answer on that?
I do think so.
It is minus 500. So if you bet $500, you only get 100 back. That's 5-1 odds instead of plus 300 for him to say it. So I guess casinos are thinking that he's going to say Kawhi. You think he's going to say Kawhi?
I think he'll either say Kawhi or make some reference to him. Maybe not necessarily say his name, but might make a reference to him.
Like a board man gets paid reference.
Yeah.
Or a Claw or Leonard. Or Kawhi can rhyme with a lot of things. Cry, die, my, lie, tie, shy. Kawhi, the shy.
Well, it doesn't rhyme with hooded shirt, and the odds for Drake wearing a hooded shirt in Game 1 were minus 160. I honestly do not remember if he wore a hooded shirt.
He wore the Del Curry jersey.
The fact that you remember that's absurd. From Sam Fetterman and Jonah Ilwine, I'm Brian Barth. See ya.